Okay, the most important thing is starting with a sound warm-up. We need to be very specific what warm-up we need to do, how to prepare the ligaments, and the nervous system is essentially the software of the body, okay? It tells all the limbs and the awareness of what's going on as far as depth perception in golf, okay? I don't really see a lot of specific warm-ups. Any warm-up is better than none, but let's be as specific as we possibly can, because let me tell you, in golf, every micro detail really means something, okay? And so in the golf swing, I'm going to show you how to warm up the pelvis, the spine, the knees, and the ankles, okay? So in the golf swing, we want to make sure that we have a lot of pelvis control, because we start here in neutral. As we bring our club back, our pelvis tilts forward, and as we come down, it tilts underneath. And you have to be able to do that in a controlled environment, or else you'll never be able to do it with speed and force, okay? And so you're in this goofy stance right here. I'm feeling as though I'm creating length in my spine, crown the head to the ceiling. I'm tucking my tail underneath, and I'm just doing about 20 to 30 of these. People are definitely going to look at you weird, but it's for a good cause, okay? We're going to hold this tilt. I'm going to get my arms up at 45 degrees, and I'm just kind of shifting my spine over, leaving my pelvis. Notice how there's association between the pelvis and the spine. This is very important, and what it's doing is creating a lengthening and shortening of the ligaments that are important and commonly sprained in the golf swing. They're called the iliolumbar ligaments, and we're pumping them and getting our lower spine ready to move, and so we don't hurt while we play golf, okay? After you do 20 or 30 per side, you're going to do a translation and then a side bend. You're feeling as though you're expanding that rib cage in that direction. The intercostals are the space in between the ribs. They attach to the middle of the spine, and that's an important junction for rotation. So I have a translation and a side bend, translation and a side bend. Now from here, we're going to do some knee circles. Everybody's seen Miguel Angel Jimenez. He's just kind of grooving here, right? We got 20 to 30 per side. And this gets the meniscus and the ACL and the PCL and all these major ligaments ready for action, okay? Back and forward, 20 to 30 per side, okay? And now from here, we're going to warm up the rotator cuffs a little bit. This is really important to have enough rotation this way in the golf swing, or else if you have a stiff arm, you're not going to be able to create power. And a lot of the times we have a lot of compensations for not being able to have enough external rotation in the trail arm, okay? And so I have my thumb and index finger behind my bicep, and I'm just basically going back and forth like this, very light pressure, warming up the rotator cuffs. If you're at the office, you could just hold these for a minute or two at a time, always being very careful because they're small muscles and they're very prone to injury if you overextend them, so don't do that, okay? Now, the last one, really important for the shoulder girdle, okay? Interlocking the fingers, I'm gonna give you a side view. My toes are pointing in goofy style, and I'm reaching away as hard as I can for 5 seconds, pulling back for 5, reaching away for 5 seconds, pulling back for 5. After you're done the first set, the knuckles are towards nose, arms over the head, tucking my tail. I'm really reaching up, crown the head to the ceiling, and believe me, this is way harder than it looks. Driving up, driving up, driving up, each position for 5 seconds, and repeat. Let me tell you, you do that for 2 to 3 sets and you're ready to go. And here is your next 2 exercises. Okay, so I have a hip thruster. I have a pad across here. Now you can do this with a little bit of elevation, and believe me, it really works even with your own body weight, okay? There's a couple key factors that you must maintain by tucking the tail underneath at the very top, because the glutes, they extend the hip, and we want to really focus on the extension part, okay? Tuck in the chin, making sure we're not dangling our head like this, index fingers, so we make sure we have enough equal length in between the bar. So I'm pushing my heels to China, I'm tucking my tail, and I'm holding that for a few seconds. A little fold, tuck in the chin, and let me tell you, you can put 300-400 pounds on this, and it's very unlikely you'll injure your spine versus a squat or a deadlift. You can even compete with your friends, and I won't talk shit on you. Okay, so I have my Nordic Hand Pro bench here. You can get these attachments on Amazon, where you could just put them right underneath the door, close the door, make sure you lock it. That's an important thing. And you can do the same thing, okay? You can use this when you travel. This is my favorite exercise. I'll show you a tour of my gym in a different video, because everything around here revolves around glutes and hamstrings, okay? So I have a nice pelvic tilt here. I have my hands to the side. I'm creating length in my spine. I'm not letting my hips fold. I'm just kind of going back and forth and getting this pumping motion. And you want to knock out 10 to 15 of these. That looks really easy, but believe me when I tell you, reality hits quickly and it's very challenging, okay? You're going to feel those a little bit further down. And then the next variation is going to be for the proximal hamstrings. That was distal, okay? So proximal means by the butt, and this allows us to get from just Donald Duck posture to a little bit more Pink Panther, okay? So I'm going to lean forward until I feel tension in my hamstrings. I'm going to fold my body down, keeping everything flat, and as I come up, I'm making the sort of scooping motion, squeezing my butt right here, and I'm scooping, okay? You're going to feel the activation closer to the glutes. Now, if you felt like you got any great advice from this video, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.